Hello, I am Vazzana, and today I will be telling you about the temperate deciduous forest, specifically in eastern North America. First, I will be discussing physical landscape, habitat, and weather. The temperature ranges from -30 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, with the yearly average as 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit. The weather has hot summers and cold winters. This biome is very cool and rainy. The temperature can change rapidly day to day because the temperate deciduous forest is between the tropical and polar zones, which is the tropical forest below us and the coniferous forest above us. Landscape and habitats. In the northern hemisphere, these forests grow in mountains, valleys, rolling hills, and flat plateaus. The habitat in this biome have very fertile soil with all the nutrients any plant can need. This forest is broken down into 5 zones. The first zone, the tree stratum zone, and it contains oak, maple, elm, linden, walnut, and sweet gum trees, and has a height between 60 and 100 feet. The next zone, the sapling or small tree zone, which has young and a little shorter trees than the first zone. Next, the shrub zone. Some shrubs are azaleas, mountain laurel, and huckleberries, which are only a few feet off the ground. Next, the herb zone, which contains short plants that are herbs, which are again only a few feet off the ground. 5, the ground zone, which contains lichen and club mosses, which are on the ground. Plant life. The temperate deciduous forest is known for having 4 seasons: fall, winter, spring, and summer. In fall, trees change color and lose leaves. In winter, the leaves fall off. All the vegetation grows at different heights, and the tallest trees create a canopy. Below that, an understory, which is a layer of vegetation beneath the canopy. Other things that grow are mosses, ferns, herbs, and wildflowers. There is also bacteria like algae, fungi, and lichens. One example of fungi is a mushroom. All the plants that grow in the forest have to do with timing, since there are 4 seasons. Certain plants can only thrive in a certain season. The forest itself is well spaced, so sunlight gets to the forest floor before the canopy comes in. And in early spring, green plants thrive because the sun comes through better than when the canopy comes in. When the canopy comes in a little more, the shade-loving plants thrive. All these plants reproduce by pollination. What do you think about this, turkeys? Animal life. There are many animals in the temperate deciduous forest, and all the animals have adapted to live here. One adaptation is hibernation. The first animal is a box turtle. They thrive here and feed on invertebrates, which are animals without a vertebral column, and they also feed on insects. Next, gray tree frog. This frog uses camouflage and perches on lichen-covered trees and fends off animals by having a yellow belly. It makes predators think he is poisonous. Next, ground squirrels, chipmunks, and gray squirrels. They feed on nuts that fall from trees. They're very small, very fast, and they are prey for many animals. Next, the eastern cottontail rabbit. They are herbivores, and they live in deep burrows under the ground, and they are in eastern North America. Next, the eastern newt. It uses camouflage and also looks poisonous to predators as it roams the forest floor. Next, birds. They migrate here after winter, and they come in the spring because all the insects make it possible for these birds to reproduce and raise their babies. One bird that does this is a yellow-breasted chat. Next, insects. Since there are so many insects, I decided to choose one that fascinated me. It's called the periodical cicada. It only comes out of the ground every 17 years. They do this because they can come out in huge numbers, and since the predators will get most of them. Why 17 years? None of the predators see them coming, and in the ground they feed on plant sap sucked out of tree roots. On to the bigger animals. Raccoons. They are nocturnal omnivores that have a diverse diet and are considered very clever. Next, the black rat snake. They can be up to 8 feet, and they're a predator. They eat rodents, birds, and rabbits. They have no venom, and they can climb trees very well. Next, a white-tailed deer. They are herbivore, and there is actually deer overpopulation, which can be a problem for woody plants because deers actually prevent or slow down the growth of woody plants. They're very shy and fast, and they travel in small herds. Next, a red fox. They're nocturnal and an omnivore, and they hear low-frequency sounds like when an animal is digging something in the ground. So the fox can actually go and find where that animal is putting in the ground and eat it. Next, a coyote. They eat small mammals, are omnivores, and have a great sense of smell and vision. There is also an overpopulation of them too, and they can run up to 40 miles per hour. Next, we have a black bear, and if you can see here, I'm holding a black bear cub. They can get up to be 300 pounds. They're great swimmers and omnivores. The black bear was actually driven out of its natural habitat because of hunting and extinction of the forest, but are coming back now, and they scavenge animal remains and sometimes kill, but they can be very lazy. Next, human influences. The eastern temperate deciduous forest is actually a secondary growth forest that has regrown after humans chopped in all the trees for timber and agriculture because of the great soil we have. People cut down trees to make houses, furniture, and paper. Sadly, this is not as good for the forest as it is for us. The farmers get great crops, but for the forest it will take a while for it to grow back along with the habitats and animals in it. Another way people are hurting the deciduous forest is when factories dump their chemicals into the river, killing plants and animals, plus polluting the river. Another way the deciduous forest is being killed is acid rain. Coal-burning power plants and car fuel sometimes mix with the rain and kill plants and animals. Thank you for watching my presentation on the temperate deciduous forest. I hope you learned a lot and enjoyed it.